Sacramento. Ms. Browning.
Present.
Ms. Ainella.
Present.
Mr. Martino.
Present.
Ms. Mahoney.
Here.
Mr. Shear.
Here.
Ms. Torbeck.
Present.
Mr. Burson.
Here.
Ms. Zebedee.
Here. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all members of the Board of Education and to the Bergen Record in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, 1975. Superintendent's report, Mrs. Violetti.
The only item I wanted to share this evening was that we did go through the process of appointing another student representative to the Board of Education. So we interviewed and we met with the two today, and they will both be here Wednesday.
Business Administrator's report, Mr. Crady.
Nothing for tonight.
Okay. Review agenda. All right, under board action items, B2324.7 to B2324.9. Does anyone have any comments or discussion? Questions?
The statement of insurance for paraprofessional staff, that's mandated by the state, and our district nurses services plan is also mandated.
Thank you. Ms. Martina for education and curriculum.
Education and curriculum, E2324.7 through E2324.12. Questions or comments?
D.
The two on the next page are the same number.
And this one, this afternoon. Apparently we added one on this afternoon. Just bring this up.
But there's two on it, and it has the same number. Where?
It actually goes through E2324.15.
Okay.
Comments, questions?
The field trip request, I'll just go through. So our outdoor club at the middle school, high school, they're starting to put their hiking trips on. The Glamour Gallus Club at the middle school, high school is starting up again, so they're starting to visit, take trips to visit seniors. The grade 6 end of the year field trip is on there. Our ABA classrooms and preschool visiting Secor Farm, so we're starting to get into the fall. Let me look at this. The clinical intern partnership is what I previously shared. I just wasn't sure if it was ever formally on an agenda, so we did put it on the agenda. We currently have 15 clinical interns in our district that are working with our staff. It's been so well received across the district. The student teachers share how welcoming everybody in the district is, and they're so happy to be here, and the student and the cooperating teachers are just really happy to have them with them in the classroom. So it's such a success at this point. The delayed opening is for the PSATs and the NJGPAs. The PSATs, most of our students do take that, so a delayed opening allows our students to have a consistent schedule and visit every period on the day of testing. And the NJGPA is such an important test for our 11th graders that it also just assists with having them focus and also provide that consistent education for all of our students. The high impact tutoring grant, that's from our New Jersey Department of Education. Nicole DeBonis completed that, and we will hopefully then be granted funds to support tutoring programs and initiatives in our district. The target population that the grant is requesting is 3rd and 4th graders, but we're also able to use that money towards other grade levels as well. So we're looking at specifically our high school grade levels, looking at some PSAT and SAT and ACT work as well. And then the other two are revisions. Just updated.
Thank you. Anyone else?
EF2324.10, EF2324.21. Any comments and questions?
Just a few items to fill in. So we will have a second bill list to you tomorrow. And about 17, 18 are finalized, and that's within the budget amounts for all technology equipment, up to $180,000. And 19, 20, 21 is also budgeted to replace one of our buses with a smaller 29-passenger bus. I'm just working out the final cost with the contractor, and then it'll be financed over 5 years, and then the last one's to amend the budget. They'll all be filled in for tomorrow.
I was gonna say, through the chair, why are we going from a 54 bus to a 29?
Because there are a lot of times we just need a smaller bus. We want to go really small, like a van size, but we don't need a 54 passenger for a lot of our routes. And some even the teams could fit on there, but
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
the teams we can.
yeah. There's only a few times a year we need for the away football games, we need all 5 54 passenger buses, but the other teams don't, or even another group could go on it. So we reviewed it, and we feel that we'll be fine with a smaller bus. And so it'll give us a little more flexibility in a couple of the different pickups that we have. That'd be good for the district.
So I mean, I know you might not have these numbers right here, but on the average, how many students do we pick up after school?
After school?
Well, when they're using the bus, not for sporting events, for just commuting students, how many students are on average on the bus? 10, 15?
Yeah, 20, 25 maybe the
Okay.
most. Yeah, we don't have full buses going out.
Okay, great. Thank
So
you.
we're good with the 5 54
Okay.
passengers that we have. We don't need a 6th one.
I also just want to acknowledge the donations. So apparently, I believe they may do this every year, but the First Reformed Church of Brook, they donate school supplies along with the Brook Women's Club. So I just wanted to thank those 2 organizations for their donations.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Under facilities and operations, F2324.2. Any comments, questions? Diane, policy. There's nothing to report as of right now. Thank you. Negotiations, N2324.2. Any comments? Questions? Mrs. Strawbeck, personnel.
Okay. P2324.10 through P2324.17. Do you have any questions?
I just wanted to remind the board that with the new teacher's contract that we negotiated last year, over a year or 2, that our goal was to take the 28 steps on that salary guide and condense it to 21. So every year we're combining different steps. So when you see a person hired at a specific step, that's not relevant to years of experience necessarily based upon that chart. So every year that chart changes. So a teacher that's on step 10 doesn't necessarily have 10 years of experience. I'm not sure anyone understood that.
Anyone else?
Through the chair.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Ray,
Yes.
I thought our convention was going to be on this agenda.
No, I'm going to finalize all that and get it on for the October meeting, which is prior to the workshop anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Any committee reports? Any liaison reports?
Chair, I just want to mention that the middle school, high school PTO meeting will be right after this meeting, and a link was sent out by Mr. Maish. Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I wanted to remind everybody the digital directory form that I sent out to our pre-K to 6 parents. So that's going to be closed tomorrow. I will send it out one final time. And our middle school, high school had their back to school night, and Washington School had their back to school night. And they shared, all the updates about what's happening in the schools. We also talked about parent partnership night, so save the date for October 18th. It's a Wednesday. And this week we have board meetings, so our K to 6 back to school nights are going to be the last week of September.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any correspondence? Old business? New business?
Do we have, is there going to be a candidates night this year upcoming, or, no word yet?
Haven't heard it.
We talked about
I
that.
haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything, people have been asking, so, we do, not good luck.
Any other new business? Okay, motion to open the meeting for public comment?
Motion. Second.
Residents are requested to state their names, address, and subject matter. In the event it appears the public comment portion of the meeting may exceed 45 minutes, the presiding officer may limit each statement made by a participant to 5 minutes duration. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged and will not be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments and be aware that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Anyone wishing to speak, please step up, say your name and address.
Good evening. Good evening. Just a couple of things before I go into a couple items that I need to discuss. I just stopped by the bathroom, the men's room. The dividers that at one point existed, they're broken. But some of the plastics can become dangerous because they are kind of in different angles. I believe that they should look into it. Now also, at the last meeting, I mentioned something about the curriculum. The directors were here. And I said that in a presentation, it shouldn't be typo errors, because those are the ones that decide and guide the future of the kids. Also, I said that the curriculum should be changed, and we should be looking and teaching our kids to become leaders, not just factory workers. We are one of the worst school districts in the state of New Jersey. Out of 566 municipalities, we are very right at the bottom. We need to change it. You continue doing the same thing and over, nothing is going to change. So it's up to the leaders to make that change. And the reason why I questioned that at the last meeting, you got a purpose, and today it happened again. But before I do that, since you guys don't interact, I just want to let you know that the drainage at the football field is very poor. Have someone check into it? Have someone check into the field? How many millions we pay for the field? It's not working. There is not enough drainage. Since there is no interaction, of course, it's like I'm just talking to the air, but someone should be looking into the drainage. And if something needs to be done, it has to be done fast. Now, finally, I just recently asked on the Opera for salaries of upper management, as long as longevity and any other types of pay. Somehow it was rejected because they said that I have to name every single person that I'm looking, who I'm requesting that salary for. How am I supposed to know the names and titles of every single person? That is something that you guys should be looking into that. There are people right here that are making $250,000 a year that is costing the taxpayers just to be the administrator. And I'm going to get that kind of response? So I have to come back and file another report, written report, that says that I need all the salaries of all the district school employees. Salaries, titles, stipends, longevity, and any merit pay, if any. All right. I believe the leaders are outdated. And I gotta emphasize that with capital letters. If the leaders are not able to provide that information, what is supposed to be happening with our kids? Without the secretaries, just one single person is costing us approximately $250,000 a year. And you know what kind of report I received? You know what kind of report I received? Agendas. Agenda for June, for March, for another month, that I have to put pieces together. Is that difficult to do a spreadsheet? So I'm wondering how the administration is maneuvering the numbers if no one can have it either by name, or in alphabetical order, or by range, or by title, instead of me receiving and going through the entire agenda of prior months. I have to read, this person is going on vacation, this other person is going to go with the soccer team, this other person is going to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, I just ask for a simple report. Give me all the salaries, the stipends and so on of all the district school employees. The simplest thing that you can ever imagine. The same way that I was rejected the first time because I didn't know the names and titles of the persons that I would like to see the pay, then I'm rejecting this Oprah. I can put it tomorrow in writing because it should be done the proper way. You're not telling me to look for that information when you should provide me. Why do I have to do all this in and out to look? Hold on. I'm just to give you an example. I believe I think that I can say the name. Aioli, I believe that she retired effective August 1st. She was making like 102,000, 3,000 is longevity. But then I have to look into a different paragraph and look that it's a new person as an executive assistant to the business administrator, Feliciano, I believe it is, Noemi Feliciano. And there are different paragraphs that it should be with all the secretaries. So please, let's start doing things properly. Okay. Properly, because are the taxpayers who are paying all those salaries. Finally, since I touched the longevity pay, I just received this email today, so I haven't had the time to research, but I noticed that some white-collar employees are receiving longevity. I don't know if it's because their grandfather or the school system is still paying. Then I see other people also getting it. I don't know. Since we cannot interact, they cannot ask for questions. But as far as I'm concerned, just the police department could have kept the longevity. Years away, it was took it from white collar, blue collar, and everybody, except police department. I don't know. In the school district, if it is something to do with the teachers only, or all the school employees, I don't know. But I will look into it, but you as a board members, I believe that you should do some homework to that. But I want to thank you for your time, please. I'm not here to argue, to do nothing, but let's be considerate that if we ask for something, it is the duty of the people that is in charge of maneuver that information to present it in a professional way. Don't give me 5 or 6 different documents. I got nothing. I mean, this is my lady in one contract, another one in another contract, then I have to look for a minutes of the agenda, and then I have to look for another agenda another day. Come on. What are we expecting from our kids? Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Anyone else? Motion, vote.
Robert White, 95 Maple Avenue, Saddlebrook. Just got a couple of things. I want to thank you, Frank Ortega, Mr. Ortega, and the high school, middle school band for coming to our 9/11 ceremony. They did a really, really great job, as always. And every time we ask them for something, they also participated in our holiday lighting ceremony. And they also go to our senior center along with core leaders at times to do presentations there. I think Kaylee was there as well. I think that I would love to collaborate with the board on some kind of 9/11 ceremony together, because my feeling is, this year we also had the Boy Scouts, we did last year, the Boy Scouts, the band. I think we would include the kids, that's a good thing. Because every one of those kids, they weren't even born yet during 9/11. So it's, I think that they're the ones, we remember. But we got to make sure that that future generations remember what happened. So I think that would be good. Maybe we can come up with something. Should be a good idea. I also want to, I know this was brought up. The high school, middle school we're removing, the town is removing the polling station, the polling place here, bringing it over to the new municipal complex, which that was all finalized, so that's definitely happening, which is a good thing. And actually, they like our new building so much that they're gonna host a training there for the poll workers. So they're gonna pay us $3, which is always a nice thing. And like you, we're working on a facilities use policy ordinance, because we're getting a lot of requests, and it's hard to field all of them, and really you have to have, like the board does, I know you have a facilities use policy. It's important that we do the same, and that the board is involved in the facility the same. There won't be any fee. That's the board. You know, that's the board, or the, the sports programs, obviously, if you want, you need to use the basketball court or whatever, but not, we've had already sponsored, they want to, Booster Club wants to do a fundraiser, that's gonna be out. So, we'll go over that, we'll send you a copy. That leads into my next thing is, and this is very important, I know one of the board goals is communication, and better communication. And that's actually one of my pet peeves. I've always, since I've been mayor now 9 years, I'm constantly trying to improve the communication. And one of the things, and we learn from each other, what I've seen that you do, I guess it was implemented a couple of years ago with the whole email and text messaging, and all the parents, I guess I'm sure they're on that. I was put on it during COVID, and I still get most of the notifications. And I want to implement something similar, but what we need, town needs is we need to get email addresses and phone numbers. We have something right now in town called the Nixle system. Nixle is it's a public safety thing, okay? It's used to report any kind of hazards, road closures, bad accidents, things of that nature, disasters, anything going on. So that's specifically what it's supposed to be used for. And actually, we used to get it for free, and we pay for it now, and we're allowed to put some things on there, especially if we can kind of loosely say, well, it's a matter of public safety. But what I found in all the research I've done is you don't want to water that down, because other towns, I know, I don't want to mention one very close by in that direction, they put everything on it. So, and it gets to a point where it's like spam. People don't, they get the text or they get the email, they don't even look at it. And you don't want that with public safety. So we're working on doing something now to a similar type thing where we're going to try to get as many emails and cell numbers as we can through our website and through other means. But we're getting a proposal on that, so hopefully it's not going to be too much money. But it's something we really do want to do. Because I want to, you know what, so many times I get, the latest one, we recently, last year we started, we did one, and this year we did, we're going to do 2, and then we're going to do another one on September 29th. Yeah, 29th, next time. So, but, we ran these concerts, and people are like, no, we didn't know about it. It gets, we used to have a message board that helped a little bit, but you know what, you can put it everywhere, and some people just aren't going to see it. So, and our goal is that we want people to see as much as we can, and I think my thing is, like you guys do with these, email blasts, text blasts, that puts it on the other person. If you want the information, you sign up, and you'll get it. And if you miss it, it's on you. It's not on us. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, again, it's not a competition. It's not, it's all, we're human. We all make mistakes. But to me, it's critical that information get out there. We want to be transparent. We want to get the information out there. I think that's it. But thank you for letting me speak. And have a good night. And thanks for the hour line here. That was really nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, motion to close the meeting? Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we have no closed session, so I want a motion to adjourn. Okay, comments?
So I just want to address some of the things Mr. Rodriguez brought up. We'll look into those bathroom partitions. Thank you for that. As for the OPA request, I am the custodian of the records, and just so you know, with OPA request, you have to state what you're looking for, and I think he knows that. His first request was vague, so I sent it back to him. He clarified it, and I gave him, and we're open. We have all our agendas. Every personnel item is linked to the agenda. One thing with OPA requests, you do not have to customize every reporting to what the person wants. It's a record. I don't have to stop and give him a list, or anybody a list of salaries, stipends, longevity. So everything is listed in the minutes. That's up to them what they want to do with it. It's all there. It's name, position, everything. That's what he asked for, so we gave it to him. There is no employee making $250,000. I just want to clarify these things because things are set up there, and then whoever's here and the public watching is getting misinformation. So if you want the true information, you could come and speak with me. I don't have to put a spreadsheet together. I handle all requests the same way. He brought up longevity. I assume it's mine. The board approves that, and the county office, an arm of the state of New Jersey, approves my contract. So if there's not supposed to be a longevity, they would have it removed. There are other people in the state of New Jersey that are getting longevity as well. I'm not the only one. And the board negotiates longevity for all the different groups, so they're very aware of it, and we're as transparent as we can be. So I just want to clarify that to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Carly. I didn't know the invitation was I was making too quickly, but it sounds amazing. I want to thank Mayor White also for his, I think it would be wonderful to collaborate on a 9/11 ceremony. I don't know why. I've always wondered why we haven't in the past, to be honest. And I apologize, I was unable to attend this past week, my husband's 50th birthday, so I was not able to attend, unfortunately. But I know I've attended in the past, and it's a beautiful ceremony, and I think it's a great idea to involve our children. We hosted all our 10th graders sat in this auditorium, and they viewed the live footage from 9/11, and it was the first time in a couple of years that I actually sat and watched the entire thing, and it really, they have not lived through it. So I agree, we definitely need to keep involving them in all of our ceremonies, especially the 9/11. And I want to thank the township for moving the polling location. I know that I've been pestering them for a couple of years now, so really appreciate it. And it enables us to open up the middle school, high school for professional development for our staff and not lose a day. So we're able to end school a day earlier, which is fabulous. And I know Mayor White and I had a conversation about the communication, so we're going to be working together and trying to figure out how we can somehow make it all happen and have that instant and constant communication from the township and from the Board of Education and school community, and get as much information as we could out to the township people. So thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair. I think that we also need to remind everyone that in the about the football field that we're about to redo it. So I don't understand why we would spend money right now to fix the drainage on a field we're about to take apart and put a brand new one into. I just thought we should say that out loud.
And about the football field, so we had our home opener this past weekend, and when I pulled into the parking lot, it was totally full. The parking lot across the street where the tennis courts was completely full. We had such a wonderful showing of supporters for our football team. Unfortunately, they lost. They did score a touchdown later on in the game what's the terminology? Close to make the score closer. Yes, thank you. There's a phrase for that that's not coming to my mind. But I do want to thank everybody for coming and supporting our team. I think it's wonderful for our students to know that they're being supported by members of our community. So thank you.
Anyone else? Our regular meeting is Wednesday at 7. Can I have a motion to close this meeting?
So adjourn.
Second?